today's video, we're talking about the possible major severe weather outbreak in the south central for Tuesday. But before we can get into this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you do like daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family that might be in the path of this severe weather, or also like daily weather forecasts. But anyways, let's get right into this video. So right now we're looking at kind of this is not the Storm Prediction Center forecast, or I'm not saying they're issuing a high risk of severe weather or any risk of severe weather, but this is where the severe weather is gonna mostly be for Tuesday. The main threats are pretty much all the modes of severe weather are possible. Mostly this area. This is where the maximum risk should be for Tuesday. That's where the most risk of significant severe weather. That's most area, but that's the whole area that I've highlighted in pink. That's the whole area that you will see this severe weather hitting. Some parts you might not see the severe weather, and some parts you will see severe weather, but most of this area you will see this severe weather for Tuesday. You can go ahead and look at the Storm Prediction Center forecast, and they've actually issued a slight risk for severe weather so far. You can see there highlighted in yellow. That's a slight risk for severe weather on day 4, which is Tuesday. Yeah, around Tuesday to Wednesday. That's where they highlighted that risk of severe weather so far. We will have a more detailed forecast for tomorrow, and then once we get to about 2 days away from it, we really have a more detailed forecast on it. But that's so far where the severe weather could be. Let's go ahead and look at the models actually, and we can go ahead and look at the NAM model here. We can go ahead and look at the future. We can go let's go ahead and look at the kind of the energy that's in the air so far. So this is about Monday right now. You're starting to see this available energy coming up about 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram already of energy. That's enough to get those thunderstorms rolling and those severe storms rolling. And then you're getting into Tuesday, and you're really starting to see these numbers start to skyrocket. Now you're getting into the 3,000s to 4,000s in that area. Mostly in those bright kind of pinkish reddish colors. That's where you're seeing, or orangish colors. That's where you're seeing 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram. That's a lot of cape in the air right there. And then you're getting into mid Tuesday. Look at this. This is a lot of energy. That's almost 5,000 joules per kilogram. And that's almost off the charts. This is so much energy that's in the air. It's going to make these supercells develop. And that's now it's showing maximum energy right in these areas. Over here in the Dallas area and just to the west of Dallas, you're really seeing very high cape numbers, which is energy that's in the air to make the thunderstorms develop. You can go ahead and look at the dew point temperatures. If we can get that here. Alright, so here's the dew point temperatures, and you can really see those dew points. Those dew points are in the 60s and 70s, mid 70s in some places also. That's gonna very prompt those tornadic storms. And for the tornadoes, you're really gonna have to see the mid 60s going to the mid 70s between those. That's where you're going to see tornadoes in those. And you can look at the temperatures here. And the temperatures are pretty high at 80 to 90 degrees right here. And that's where the cold front is going to come in and really going to skyrocket those storms coverage about in the dry line area. That's where it's really going to develop and then head kind of in that direction there. And then let's go ahead and look at the future, kind of the future radar here. Let's look at NAM 32 kilometer model. And let's see the radar. Yeah, so once you get into, let's go to the south region here. So let's go ahead and go back to, actually we're gonna have to go back, we're gonna go all the way back to the GFS model, and let's go ahead and look at the radar. Alright, so here you're seeing these really lines of storms moving through the Dallas area and the Fort Worth area right there. Look at these lines of storms moving through with this cold front just behind it. They're really starting to fire up. They really start to fire up around late afternoon of Wednesday, and then late afternoon of Tuesday, sorry. And then you're moving through the late evening hours and going into the overnight hours of Tuesday, getting into the Wednesday hours. You're still seeing those cells over here, those line of storms moving through the southeast. And then most of the storm threat is actually going to be in that area there. Not really much over here, or up here, I should say. But most of the threat is going to be down here. It's kind of far out, so that's why I've highlighted a big area. I will shrink, I do believe, if these models do shrink these storms a little bit. You're still seeing these line of storms moving through, getting into a late afternoon hours of Wednesday, and then it's gonna go into the Atlantic Ocean there. Let's go ahead. Yeah, about overnight hours of Wednesday, that really moves into the Atlantic Ocean, and then it could possibly, actually no snow for the Northeast is expected. It doesn't look like so far. You can look at let's look at the models on here. And let's go ahead and look at the GFS model. Alright, so now you're going to need a lot of shear for these storms to really produce these tornadoes. And there's a lot of shear that's showing up so far. We can go back to over Tuesday. And yeah, there's definitely, look how much shear that is right there. You can go to, yeah, about overnight hours of Tuesday. Look how much shear is in the air right there. You can move, let's see how much. This is 91. Yeah, that's a lot of shear that's moving through Arkansas. You could potentially see widespread tornadoes with these lines of storms. You can look at the helicity. This is showing how much spin is in the atmosphere. And let's go over to Tuesday over here, and you can really see how much spin is in the atmosphere, even over here in parts of Tennessee and Mississippi right there. Let's go back to over here. Yeah, so about that hour, about midnight of Wednesday, or about Tuesday, look how much spin is in the atmosphere right there. That's a lot of helicity right there. I mean, you're getting into the 600 and 800s. That's a lot of helicity. You can look at the supercell composite, and these usually have to be pretty high for some widespread tornadoes. And let's go over to and look at these numbers in here. You're now seeing the reds in there over in Texas. Let's go back here. There we go. I mean, you're seeing a lot of supercells that could develop in the Texas area. I do think this is kind of a little far out, so I do think this is gonna increase in those numbers. I will give an update on this tomorrow, but if you did enjoy this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you do like daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family. But anyways, stay safe.